Going on 3 again. No. All right, ready? 3, 2. She went on 1. Okay, ready? 3, 2. Stop over your face. 3. Oh, that's really cute. I like that. 3, 2. Take one on. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It is so bright. Can't see. We've seen a Lincoln Monument so many times, but still wanted pictures here. Wearing my cap and gown, matching logo, mask, with my hood. Oh, there's more steps. I'm gonna trip. Taking grad pictures today, all the monuments. Hey everyone, so it is the end of the 3rd day, I believe, that I'm in DC. And if you've noticed, I have changed accommodation and it's quite an interesting setup. And I am so tired. It is, 11:30, and I'm a night owl. I normally stay up till 1 or 2 a.m. and that's West Coast time and I'm on the East Coast, but I got maybe like 5 hours of sleep yesterday. My graduation was at 9:45 in the morning. And I had to be there at 9:30 and I had to leave at 9 and I had to pack all my stuff and get fully ready and like dressed up because graduation. Because I was just gonna throw all my stuff in my friend's car and then we'd like hang out for the day and then drop me off at the end of the day, or it ended up being midday. So like a lot in the morning. And by the time I had such a short graduation, I was done by 10 a.m. So up until 10 a.m. I was crazy busy. But then since 10 a.m. we took pictures around campus and then we came to the Airbnb, met my friend, and then we got lunch, and then we went to the National Mall in DC, which is where all the monuments are. We took pictures and we were there up until we left for dinner. Had dinner, went back to my friend in Virginia's apartment and played Nintendo Switch together, and then me and my friend who were staying here, we got here. So this is the Airbnb I found. Let me flip it around to show you guys. This is the Airbnb. It is in the basement of a house, but it's like our own space, and it has all these mirrors, which is a little trippy, but it's also nice. It makes the space feel more spacious, especially because it's in the basement and there's no windows. And then the bedding of the beds, I think, is really fun and colorful. This place is actually such a good deal. It's less than $50 per night, which between this, splitting it, it's less than $25 a night. And that's like, I've paid for hostels more in the past than this. Now it's just gonna be more like enjoying DC, seeing friends, which I have been doing, but honestly, I feel like today was like graduation, and the day before that I had to do some work stuff, so I spent like half the day at my friend's apartment working. So hopefully now it'll kind of calm down and I'll just be able to enjoy it, because although graduation's great and amazing, it was also a little stressful. But yeah, so that's been my time so far. So do I have an update for you all? The last clip of me really chatting with you guys was about 2 days ago, and that was when I had checked in to my Airbnb. Well, we get to the apartment. This Airbnb is like a super host, 5 stars all around, and so I was so excited for this Airbnb. And about 5 in the morning, I just hear my friend shriek, and I thought for sure, I made in my mind like she fell off her bed and that's her hitting the ground. And of course this woke me up, and she said something was crawling on her face, and that's why she shrieked. She didn't fall off the bed. And we're both panicked because, like a lot of people, both her and I have a fear of things crawling on your face. So we try to go back to bed, and then about like 45 minutes later she shrieks again, and that's when she's like, I'm sorry, I'm turning on the lights. So she turns on the light and she's trying to figure out what happened, and she's like, I can't sleep anymore. And this is like the previous day she had to wake up at like 4 a.m. to fly into DC. So this poor girl like had already a lack of sleep from flying and getting up really early, so then this happening at like 5 a.m. and she was trying to like figure out what it was. She didn't know what it was, and then she saw like little like insect legs in her bed. I didn't have anything on my bed. I didn't see anything. I didn't feel anything. So she definitely had the worst end of the stick. But she was like apologizing to me. I'm so sorry. I'm waking you up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know, out of the two of us, I think I have the better situation. So she goes upstairs. This Airbnb has a pool. So she's like, I'm going to dip my feet in the pool. At this point, the sun had risen and all of that. And I tried going back to bed. And the Airbnb host is living in this house. She lives upstairs. So finally, when the Airbnb host woke up, my friend was like telling her, like, what is this? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And the Airbnb host, I didn't hear any of this, but my friend was saying, the host was a little hesitant to say like what it could be. She's like, I don't know what it could have been. And then she admits that her place has a problem in the spring. Every spring it tends to get cockroaches. My friend's like, oh, and this is like a thing that happens every spring? And the host was like, yeah, we've had, you know, this year, the guy come and try to deal with the ant issue that we have, but maybe we should have gotten, you know, him to, you know, do something for cockroaches. And my friend was just like, if you have this every spring and you have guests come over, why wouldn't you do that? And so we're just like kind of confused why this Airbnb host has 5 stars and yet she has a roach issue. Throughout the day, like my friend and I were like, what do we do about this? Like we have another 4 nights here. Do we want to deal with this? Like you shouldn't have to like be fearful when you go to bed, when you're asleep, that you're like in your most vulnerable state. And the idea of, you know, having the trauma of things crawling twice on your face. And she was saying it was like here, so it was like trying to get in her mouth. And she literally Googled if it's safe to sleep in a mask, which it's not apparently. And then I have that fear because I'm literally like 3 feet away from her. We kind of knew in the back of our minds throughout the day, especially towards the evening, that we weren't going to stay there. So we decided my friend would drive us and we'd get our stuff and go. And the Airbnb host like felt really bad, was trying to see if we'd want to stay in like a different room. But at that point we had made our mind and we weren't fully unpacked. We were kind of living out our suitcases. So we just decided to pack up our stuff and go. As my friend was already upstairs, it took me a little longer to pack up. As I was leaving, I saw a cockroach. In a way, I was glad to see the cockroach because it didn't make me feel like we were over panicking or over worrying, and it kind of solidified the idea in my mind that the decision we were making was the right decision. So yeah, we just spent the night at my friend's apartment, and the next morning, which was yesterday, we booked a hotel. So this is a hotel in Arlington, Virginia. We thought it'd be nice to stay near the airport because we've been actually spending a lot of time in Virginia with my friend who lives in Alexandria, but we're also closer to DC. So we're kind of in the middle of everything. So yeah, I have to meet up for lunch with my friends. That has been kind of the update. As for the rest of the week, we've really been going just what we've been feeling like. And I've been also having to do some intern work and meetings, like that's where I just had. So I feel like I've been spending like a third of my trip working. I'm still grateful I could fly and travel and graduate and all of that, which I've showed you guys some clips. So we're gonna go to a really good Peruvian lunch right now with 2 of my friends. And they were out to the Arlington Cemetery. I've been there already while I was doing my meeting, and I got to sleep in a little bit as well. I feel like we haven't really spent much time actually in DC besides the photo shoot at the monuments, which was a good amount of Saturday, but I think we're gonna do some more touristy things. And then for dinner, we're going to Hot Pot, which is just like Asian style. It really depends where you go, but you just like get your own toppings and you cook it in broth, and it's so good. And that's been the update. I had a bit of a story time in the middle of this video for you all. That was my story time. That's why I missed the hotel. That's what I've been up to. And hopefully now I could have a bit more touristy fun that doesn't involve intern meetings and figuring out accommodation situations. But anyway, overall, I'm still very thankful to be here, and I've had great times with my friends and lots of games, video games, board games, catching up. It's been really great, and good food as well. So see you guys